Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning to these videos. In this video, I wanted to go into these two articles, but I guess in the New York Post they have too many ads posting, and it made my my screen recording app crash. But through the spirit, I'm gonna do this video again and just reiterate what I was reading in these articles. So in this first article that I'm not gonna click, it was going into how Donald Trump was signing a lot of legislations to combat anti-Semitism, where they're able to go into these colleges and schools and go up to people who have been doing pro-Hamas, anti-Israeli graffiti, things like that, and they're able to send them back home, deport them. And when Donald Trump came into office, he was signing a lot of legislation, and one of those main things that he was pushing and flexing, Esau showing his power and his capabilities, was that he was deporting people, sending his ICE agents to schools and various locations, specifically like that place in Aurora, Colorado, where there are certain people who are off the grid. They're not paying taxes or whatever the case may be. This government is now showing that they do have the means and capabilities to go up against people and oust them and take them out of this place so that they're not able to function in this society. And so when I was reading that article, how basically Esau Edom is flexing his powers, I was thinking how we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, because all that is going to lead to the persecution of the Lord's anointed, those who have ears to hear, who are right now studying the scriptures, so that when push comes to shove, we're ready. Because with all that getting, we got understanding, and we're reading, studying to show ourselves approved. Because in the times to come, during the hour of temptation, we may or may not have our scriptures on deck. We may or may not have our phones, so that we're able to just do these videos and communicate with each other and just easily go on, the BibleHub.com websites. Because one thing for sure is you're not going to be able to pay your phone bill unless you cooperate with this society. With this article right here, which I'm not going to click this one also just for good measure, it was going into how Elon Musk's and the X Twitter is partnering with Visa on payment services in an effort to become an everything app. And it ain't no coincidence that Elon Musk is buddy with Donald Trump. That guy's pushing a lot of things that we're witnessing that are going to be key players in the last days, because he's pushing that MOTB Neuralink. And then also he's got the Space Force. All these things that's happening right here fall into prophecy. Though the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. We're now witnessing these things actually be spoken about more and more frequently. And us in this ministry, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. We're seeing this devil pretty much get ready to implement that mandate, that decree, for everybody to be all on one accord with this MOTB. And that's why, like I'm saying, with all that get understanding. Read these scriptures now, so that when push comes to shove, you are stable in these times to come. Because basically it's going to be a spiritual flood. And if you don't have Yahweh Bashem YAHAWASHI as your foundation, you're not going to be able to stand therein in these last days. So I'm going to read a few of these precepts, just to uplift and to keep your mind meditating on these things. And so this is in the book of Revelation 2:10. It reads, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prisons, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." And with all these ICE facilities, they're sending a lot of people into these facilities. I'm not going to say their names, because they're kind of trigger words. But we've been watching these things. Alex Jones speaking about certain places like that. That if you're not cooperating with the society, they're able to just wrangle you up, put you in a paddy wagon, and send you down to these facilities where you're not able to function freely as you are right now in this society. And that may happen to you in this walk while we're, have to go through the hour of temptation. Some of us may be rounded up. Some of us may be put up to the actual governors and the legislatures, the kings who are making these decrees, and we have to answer to them why we're not accepting it. But we're reading these scriptures, like specifically the book of Daniel goes into what happened with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They stood stiffly for the names of the Lord, and the Heavenly Father has 7,000 men who will not bow down to the image of Baal. So we're not supposed to fear those things. And one thing too is that Satan basically desires to sift you as wheat. That word in the scriptures is astheniazo, the Greek word, which basically means to give you an inward agitation. And so Esau Edom is going to do anything and everything he has in his power to starve you out. But if your foundation is with YAHAWASHI, then this devil can do anything, whatever. Ultimately, you're going to be enduring through whatever tribulation you're faced against. So I'm going to read this other precept in Revelation 12 and 10, because this is kind of the point. We're not supposed to fear them, because really they fear us, because they can sense that they only have about a short time. So that fear fell upon them, because that's why they're scrambling now. And ultimately, them moving in haste means that they're not going to be successful in this endeavor, because we've already obtained this truth. This victory has already happened. We just have to let it happen. Actually, it already happened in the spirit. So I'm going to read this in Revelation 12 and 10. It says that I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Because that's what Esau Edom is trying to do. Accuse us in front of the Heavenly Father because of all the iniquity that's in this society. And he's trying to make us put us in a predicament where the Heavenly Father is not dealing with us. But ultimately, that's what YAHAWASHI died on the cross for. It's for the remission of sins for the nation of Israel. So YAHAWASHI is a key part in our salvation. He's the Redeemer. He's able to redeem us out of all these situations. Like for even like the smallest things, the fact that we worked on the Sabbath, which ultimately is Esau Edom's fault for that. But Esau Edom is still putting these things in our place so that we're just laden with iniquity. And he's accusing us in front of our power. One thing that he's trying to do with that technicality is have it so that everybody has that MOTB, which is a direct a commandment for us to not take. And that's why he's going to come subtly with these false miracles to try to get us to take those things, so that he's able to accuse us and say that we're not fit to be delivered. But ultimately, we're not going to take it. He could kill us. Though he slays us, well, I should say like this, and Esau Edom, he can kill us, but our works are still going to follow. So we already have the victory. So I'm going to continue on in Revelation 12, and let me see, verse 11, it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. And so that's right there letting you know that this is because of YAHAWASHI, his blood, that basically gave us the remission of sins. We heard his words, his gospel, and now we are renewed. And now we're being renewed daily with the Spirit. And now he's going to sup with us, take care of us, even in the worst case scenarios where Esau Edom has got us in a concentration camp or whatever the situation is. We are not going to take that MOTB, because we're not going to fear none of these things. We're not going to fear Esau Edom. As I'm going to get into a precept right there, our fear is in YAHAWASHI, the one who actually gave us that remission of sin. So I'm going to read verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And so with that, we can see that we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. His devil has been revealed in his time, and the elect are being sealed, and now we're being built up. So that no matter what happens, we're not going to be overthrown. And ultimately, Esau Edom, he's going to try as hard as he can The thing is, though, is we're already built up in the spirit to the point where when we're all going through that hour of temptation, Lord's will, we're of that number, we endure. So I'm going to read this in Romans 8:33, which this precept is an encouragement so that when you're in those predicaments, to not bend that knee. No matter what situation is brought upon you, take cheerfully when you're brought to a low state. This is in Romans 8:33. It says, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifieth. And because what we're doing now, we're doing a valiant effort. We're sacrificing our lives for this ministry. And now the Heavenly Father is choosing us out of this like whole situation, just like how he did with Noah, because Noah feared YAHAWASHI. And so now we're in that same predicament. And so no matter what Esau Edom can throw at us, it's not going to stick, because we are of that number who are standing stiffly for his name. And we do that with faith and works. While we're doing these videos, while we're going to the highways and hedges and prophesying against Mount Seir, we're keeping these commandments to the best of our ability. And one of those commandments is to prophesy against this place. And so this is in Psalms 34:7, says, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Kind of going back into the precept I was referencing, how we're not supposed to fear none of these things that are brought upon us, whatever Esau Edom is pushing on us or what he has to offer. We fear YAHAWASHI, and he's going to take care of us because of that. All right, so these last few precepts here, this is in Matthew 10, and let me see if I can just jump both of these. All right, so I'm just going to jump down a little bit. This is in Matthew 10:18. It says, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my name's sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And we're basically just vessels. We're just messengers. And so like in these situations that we're brought upon, the servant is not greater than his master. YAHAWASHI had to get brought up to those councils. He went to Pontius Pilate, and he spoke in the Spirit. And so that's what we are going to be faced with. And you don't even meditate on it. What you have to do is just roll in the Spirit in those times, if this were to befall you. Because right now we're rolling in the Spirit, and we're walking accordingly, having the fear of YAHAWASHI. Because if you go there and you start meditating on things to say, you're not relying your faith and power in YAHAWASHI, because he's the one that's going to deliver you out of those situations. If you did those things, you're basically giving power to Esau Edom, letting that inward agitation overthrow your faith. And so this is a precept, and this basically is supposed to boost your faith, and also to like keep your mind in check when you're moving and maneuvering in this world. This is in Matthew 10:28. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to both, like it says, and fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Basically giving your fear to YAHAWASHI, and that's where wisdom starts. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, and that's what's going to keep us stable in these days. Not in trusting this devil in the shadow of Egypt and whatever he has to offer because you're scared of whatever situation. Our fear lies in YAHAWASHI and not of this devil. So this devil can, flex his capabilities all he wants. It's not going to make us shaky, because our faith is in YAHAWASHI. But with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto YAHAWASHI. Ba'Hashem Rachak B'dash. Shalom Akim.